that these two citizens are separated. But what do you do when it's the system that comes after you? What do you do when I go to my polling center 4 a.m. and saw this Max Azugu men in tundras? What do you do when the police officer was helpless? What do you do when you had government-sponsored vigilantes holding guns and to the teeth, being led by a police commander to beat members of parliament, to go into a candidate's house and shoot people? A commission was set up. What was it for? They finished and gave a white paper. What was the government's comment? How do you expect that there should be peace in this nation? How do you tell me who was beaten, who was dragged out? I didn't go to the commission because I felt I wouldn't go. But what about those who went and relieved their pain? What happened? Has the Peace Council tackled that issue? No, it hasn't. Election 2020, people died. 14 years old girl was shot dead. A man who just went to observe as part and parcel of our civil responsibility as citizens of this country was shot dead. Women were shot, some survived, some did not. Young ones were killed. What did the state do? What did Peace Council do? Were you able to talk to the president? Those in charge of security? We want to know, because I've seen that in your document. It is written that the issue of 2020 election related violence could not be addressed. If it couldn't be addressed by them, what are we doing talking about peace? If there's no justice, what are we talking about? What are they saying to us? What are they promising? I know what went on at my constituency. You saw military shooting left, right, center. What was it for? And so if I'm going into an election now, you expect me to trust the system and say that I'm going with my 10 fingers, my 2 hands, with my what's it name? Voter's ID card to go and vote? Am I not required to stand there and observe? I have that right. We went to Ascent North, and if you care to know, 4 of our guys were shot. As a political party, we decided not to make noise out of it. We carried them to the hospital and said we'll walk over the dead and win the elections. In front of some of us, they came down and launched on some of our guys. We restrained them, but we are not going to restrain anybody anymore. So if you want to talk about peace, Reverend Dr. Chama, respectfully, if we do not want to play and downplay things that do not need to be downplayed in this country, if you want to call the spade, let's tackle it from where the problem is. We want to know those who were prosecuted as far as Ayawaso West Wuogon was concerned. Election 2020 was concerned because it was military bullets, not MPP vigilante bullet, not CPP vigilante bullet, not NDC vigilante bullet. And these officers were under a command. We want prosecution for that. Let's move to Ejura. What happened? The military officer who went on his knees and fished and gunned down those young ones as though they were birds. What has happened? Compensation is being paid. Who is standing prosecution? So we cannot be in a nation where we keep talking about things around peace. You cannot give me ingredients for Abenkwine and come and request for Gatekwine. It's not going to happen. So when you give us ingredients for violence, it's violence that we beget. So if we really want to face it, I will say it here again, as I said before, Ayawaso West Wuogon, that nobody will sit down this time for peace, peace, peace. And when you get there, the peace is not observed, because we will also be on high alert. As far as we are concerned, we are for peace until we are touched. Right to self-defense is a constitutional right. I think that we need to tackle these issues before you come forward for me to trust National Peace Council, for me to trust anybody. One thing that I know is that I will attend meetings, but we advise ourselves. That is the naked truth. Anybody here can speak any other language, any other English, anything. And this is my last bit of brofo, because I bought credit credit before I came here. Me, I'm a villager. Brofo no ho odi. Ti se me bra no ho ka brofo samre we ya. You can trust me that I'm expressing the sentiments of many family members who have suffered because of election violence, not by political power. Come, if you slap me as MPP, I'll slap you back. If you slap a CPP, you get your slap back. But what do you do when the military who are supposed to defend and turn their guns on us? What do you do when the police officers turn their guns on us? What do you do when the national security will arm young men to the teeth and they turn their guns and weapons